Hey, what's up guys? My name is Gareth from Simple Studios, the only game studio dedicated to your success, and in this video, we're going to be shaking it up a little bit. We're going to use my brand new avatar, Sticky. Anyways, let's dive into what we're doing today. We're going to be covering the ninja archetype for my brand new card game, ChaosCards, the playable shitpost where nothing is balanced and everything beats everything. Let's get into it. First up, how do the ninjas like to play? And I'm gonna be super honest, they are very counter and very combat focused. They thrive in combat and they have tons of tools and devious effects to disrupt your attacks and heavily empower theirs. In terms of defense, they have basically nothing. They have a little bit of utility in the form of backflip and smokescreen, but other than that, they aren't really the type to wait around. And moving on to their power budget, they have a decent power, a super high combo, decent effects, and a solid difficulty. I wouldn't recommend this archetype for beginners, but if you are ready for a challenge, consider picking them up. And wrapping up their stat analysis, where do they sit on the deck and archetype compass? And honestly, I think they're going to be smack dab in the middle of stalling and ending, but they are a little on the harder side, so we'll put them right here. Next, let's take a look at the main reason why the ninja archetype is so powerful and dig into a few key players. So first up, Mark. This is the bread and butter of the ninja archetype. It's a simple buff that gets removed at the end of the turn or if it's interacted with, and then it goes away after resolving that effect. That may sound like gibberish, but let me break it down. Let's say we shuriken a card. That card now has Mark. If I was to have the blue ninja enter combat with this card, instead of it being a bad move, it becomes free damage, because as we can see from the blue ninja's effect, it inflicts disarm onto the battling card if it has Mark. And that's not all. Let's say the entire enemy team is affected by Mark. If we play the Shadow Ninja, instead of him being an expensive 6/6 card, we can kill him to summon clones to fight all marked enemies, basically wiping the board. Next, let's dig into a few key players for the ninja archetype. They all have decent stats, but their effects, specifically around Mark, is where they stand out. We'll start off with the Black Dragon Ninja. On his own, this guy only has 5 health, and for a mid-game unit, he's not super durable and will die in a couple turns. But throw some shurikens at your opponent and watch as he becomes extremely hard to kill. As we can see from his effect, he gets Holy Barrier, which blocks the next instance of damage whenever he's fighting a unit with Mark. And next, let's take a look at the Double Blade Ninja. This guy has some okay stats for a mid-game unit, but his effect makes him quite the threat. If the card he's battling has Mark, and you have an ally on right too, then Double Blade Ninja attacks again, but with a +2. This effectively turns him from a 3/5 unit to an 8/5 unit, being able to dish out a staggering 8 damage under the right circumstances, and for only 5 mana. And we'll round off the key players with one of my personal favorites, the Yellow Ninja. If he isn't blocked during combat, he can yell, "Get over here!" and force an enemy to fight him. If that enemy already has Mark, he also gets Piercing, turning his already solid attack into a devastating strike. Next, let's dive into some of the spells the ninja archetype has at their fingertips. We'll kick it off with Backflip, baby. This simple card can really save a unit from certain death. If you need to pull one of your units out of a dangerous situation, you can use Backflip to just straight up remove them from combat, and as a little bonus, deal 1 damage to the battling card. Next, let's take a look at Shield of Thorns. This double-edged spell is quite good in a pinch. It lowers the stats of an ally for this turn and gives them Holy Barrier in exchange. This is quite useful when going up against an enemy with high attack but low health, effectively baiting your opponent into throwing away a super powerful card. And wrapping it up with Shuriken, arguably the most important and widely used spell for the ninja archetype. This is a super simple card that deals 1 damage and applies Mark to an enemy. While it's cut and dry, as we discussed before, this is where the ninjas get a lot of their power from. And that's all the time we have for today, everyone. Sorry the video's a little late and it's on the shorter side, but I wanted to try out this brand new format. Let you know what you guys think in the comments down below, and let me know if you want to learn more about the ninja archetype, specifically the sub-archetype around the poison mechanic. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.